Attention seekers.
That's why he confessed he didn't want somebody else getting his credit.
Murderers seeking fame.
I'm the one. I'm the killer.
They play a deadly game with the police and the public. What drives their acts of brutality?
My easiest way to take care of things was just to kill him.
And who is most evil? A scale exists to measure the darkest corners of human behavior. From impulse killings to madness-fueled violence. Calculated acts of cruelty, torture, and brutality. Forensics now reveals those among us who are most evil. Attention-seeking murderers. Killers looking for recognition. For them, murder is only a means to an end. Their true desire is to achieve fame and notoriety. Son of Sam terrorizes New York, making sure his name is splashed across the headlines. A killer torments police in Canada, daring them to catch him before he strikes again. The happy-faced killer takes credit for more than 100 murders. Is he one of the worst serial killers of all time? Or just looking for notoriety? What motivates attention-seeking murderers? How can we understand their actions? Now there is a scale with 22 levels that decodes a killer's motive, method, and mind. The more heinous the crime and the more rational the perpetrator, the higher the criminal is placed on the scale. The creator of this scale, Dr. Michael Stone, forensic psychiatrist, Columbia University. As he investigates the cases of those who taunt the public, Dr. Stone uncovers certain trends.
Amongst attention seekers, there is a number of noticeable patterns. Almost all are driven by a lust for power over others. A few wish for celebrity status, yet without the public knowing their name. Unable to achieve notoriety through acceptable means, they achieve it through murder.
One of the most cunning attention-seeking murderers is David Berkowitz, otherwise known as the Son of Sam. April 17th, 1977, New York City. A young couple is shot and killed in their car. Police find an anonymous letter in the street. The writer claims his father will force him to kill again and cryptically identifies himself as the Son of Sam. The killer strikes fear in the heart of New York City.
New Yorkers are supposed to have a reputation for being able to cope with anything, but that trait has been severely tested this hot summer.
Over 19 months, 15 people are attacked and 6 killed. After many of the crimes, the murderer sends letters to the police and media alike. He promises to kill again. No one feels safe.
David Berkowitz, who gave himself the name Son of Sam, is
1974, Wichita, Kansas. The Wichita Eagle Beacon receives a mysterious letter. Line after line reveals the details of a gruesome slaughter. The letter is signed BTK. Bind, torture, kill. With each new murder comes an announcement. Poems, letters, dolls, designed to call attention to his acts of evil. BTK creates a criminal persona that no one can ignore.
BTK began today's letter with a question. How many do I have to kill before I get a name in the paper or some national attention?
Over 17 years, he claims 10 victims, all in his own city. But in February 2005, His need for attention undoes him. Instead of a letter, he sends authorities a computer disk. Police trace the disk back to a church computer used by the killer. BTK is caught and identified as Dennis Rader, married with 2 children and prominent in his community. He is unafraid of being found out.
And she screamed and jumped on the bed and strangled her manually.
You indicated this woman lived down the street from you. Did she know you?
Casually, we'd walk by and wave. She liked to work in her yard as well as I like to work. It's just a neighborly type thing. It wasn't anything personal.
Both Dennis Rader and David Berkowitz invented evil alter egos to draw attention, as well as to deceive and terrorize the public. But because Dennis Rader bound and tortured his victims, I place him on the highest level of my scale, level 22, the level reserved for psychopathic serial killers who torture their victims.
1969. San Francisco. A city lives in fear of a murderer calling himself the Zodiac.
He's an absolutely ruthless, completely merciless killer.
He executes 5 people, approaching them on lovers' lanes, gunning them down or stabbing them to death. He leaves police clues and sends the press taunts and warnings contained in cryptic ciphers. In each one, he promises to strike again. Although the Zodiac killer claims 5 victims in 3 years, he is never apprehended. The alter ego he created continues to inspire intrigue from the public.
Attention seekers believe they can outsmart the authorities. In this sense, they are fearless, unafraid of the effects their actions have on others or on themselves. This deeply narcissistic tendency is at the root of their taunts and is classic thrill-seeking behavior.
How far are attention seekers willing to take their cat-and-mouse game with police? In Canada, the Abbey killer dares police to catch him before he kills again.
I'm the one. I'm the killer.